Good morning, and we're going to start with a couple of yin poses, and then we're going to flow in a more heat-producing, dynamic vinyasa. Da, da, da. So let's start by coming into butterfly pose. So you're going to bring your heels 2 hands length away from your groin. And the first thing you want to do is you want to see that you can sit up tall and then curl down and let your head drop. And it might be that your chin's coming to your chest or that you're relaxing your head down onto the ground or your feet. But you can pull for a second and then let everything soften and let go, especially if your name's Luana. Let your elbows be heavy. You ever tried to have fat elbows? Let your head hang, let your tongue relax. So in these first couple of yin poses, we're honoring more this mysterious, dark, feminine. After you've found the right shape for your body in the pose, the next job is to relax as much as you can. And then the last challenge in a yin pose is to be willing to stay in that stillness, to let gravity be the only real tug. Take a couple moments to notice how your body's feeling this morning. Maybe you've been up for hours baking, or ran here, or biked here, or were awake half the night. Take a couple moments to notice how your energy is. Take some breaths to notice how your feelings are this morning. Take a couple moments to notice how your thinking is this morning. With your next inhale, roll up. Place your hands back behind you. Place your feet on the ground. Lift up your hips. Squeeze your butt. Drop your head. Stick out your tongue. Look at your third eye. And with a whisper, roar like a lion. Stick out your tongue even further. Lift your hips higher. And with your exhale, all the way, take your tongue down to your chest. And exhale. And then bring your hips back down. You can't actually get your tongue to your chest, right? Wipe off your chin if you did it right. Cross your ankles. Roll over your crossed ankles. And we're going to come into Sphinx. Really deep, I know. So you want to look just like the statue. This beautiful mythical creature. Building houses much? So the tail is of a bull, the wings of an eagle, the body of a lion, and the head of a human is a sphinx. If we think about those qualities, we have we've got the wings of an eagle. So the eagle is a bird of prey. The only bird that if you hit, you have to report it to the authorities in the Swedish driving system. Anyways, you can hit any other bird and it's fine. But with the eagle, you have to call. But the eagle is, in the Native American medicine cards and wheel and the practices, the eagle represents the spirit. This part of you that is eternal. The part of you that knew what you wanted to work on when you were born. The part of you that after you die continues on. Birds have the quality of air, so they're often in occultism or esoteric imagery. They're connected to thinking and thoughts. The lion, think about the lion for a moment. Again, the stories are that it took the same forces to create the human heart as it took to create the lion. And again, in Native American cosmology, it's the mountain lion, really, that's connected to leadership, but to the heart forces. And this leadership, this, like the beautiful, true picture of leadership, if you really study the heart, isn't about dictatorship, but it's about integrating the input from all the smaller areas around. So with the heart is really driven by the relationship between the capillaries, the smallest part of the veins and the arteries, and the difference of osmotic pressure in between these two. So really, every little cell in your body influences your heart. The element is connected to fire, to warmth, to light. And the tail of a bull, it seems like such a obscure detail. But if you've ever known a Taurus, someone with a star sign, they have willpower. Like, whew, it's often recognized more easily in their stubbornness, but it's also this drive, this steadfastness, this ability to push. The bull has an incredible force. In the Native American cosmology, they don't really have just a bull, but they have different elements of it. So if you look at it, the elk represents stamina, this ability to keep going. It's a certain type of will. The buffalo represents sacrifice. I mean, that's really the highest will. Our ability to give, to serve, when the head is human. So we have this sense of personality of an I being with the face. Connected to identity and self. Slowly release down to the ground. Bend your knees and just take your feet side to side, to side, to side. Yeah. Hey. And then shift your hips back to your heels and come into child's pose, balasana. So take a moment to aim your practice. To allow your practice to feed something that maybe is exquisitely human, like your capacity for faith and trust. So trust we can see in an animal a little bit, but faith is yet still a deeper expression of that. Or generosity, or patience, or kindness. So we've worked a little bit with the yin, the stillness, deep into your body, affecting your ligaments. And now it's time to start to generate the fire of Anagi, the yang part of our practice. So with your inhale, roll up. Tuck your toes under. Sit onto your heels. Now, for some people, like I can pretty much hang out here for like maybe 20 minutes. But if you've been very athletic or male, it turns out, often that's a really hard thing to do. So you want to practice being at the edge, in between too much and not enough. So if you can't do it, you don't do it. Obedience isn't part of the story, okay? Then bring your hands to heart center. And we're going to sound 3 ohms. And close your eyes and see if you can sound and hear at the same time. Empty your breath. Take a deep inhale. And then bring your hands forward and slap out your feet. And then rock back and just stretch the fronts of your feet. Let your knees lift up. You go back even more. And then canter won't. No, I'm just kidding. Come onto your knees and your hands. And with your inhale, lift up your heart, your hips, and your head. And with your exhale, pull your belly button up, arch your back. Inhale into cow pose or bull pose. Exhale into cat pose. One more time. Inhale, open up the front of your body. Feel your sit bones separating. Exhale, open up the back of your body. Feel your belly lifting up to your spine. Then tuck your toes under. And with your next exhale, reach back to downward facing dog. You want your feet about hip distance apart, which is 2 fists in between your big toes. And you want your hands shoulder distance apart, which is about 1 wide width between your hands. 2 fists. Now bend your knees. Let them hover above the yoga mat. And then pull your hips up and back as far as you can. And then keeping your spine so lovely and long, stretch your legs as much as they will go, keeping your spine long. So you might not be able to straighten your legs all the way, but have no fear. Your hamstrings still stretch even with a bent knee. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath. Look forward. And jog your feet in between your hands as you inhale and come up to a halfway lift. Halfway lift, you have a straight spine. Your hands are connected to your shins or the floor. And then you can take your gaze to the front of the room. So a flat back, like I should be able to balance a tray. I don't have any. And then exhale, release and bow down. Let your head hang. Soften your knees. Especially if you're tight in your hamstrings, let your knees bend a little bit, or a lot of it. And then push down with your feet, and with your next inhale, roll all the way up. Look up to the ceiling, stretch your arms up, reach your heels down, and with your exhale, samastitihi. So bring your hands to heart center, and then release them at the end of your exhale. Get a full yawn in. Then inhale, stretch your arms. It wasn't just you. Stretch your arms up high. Exhale, bow forward. Let your head drop. Soften your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And then walk back to plank. Let's take a couple of breaths here. So plank is dramatic. It's a dramatic version of your upright position with your hands straight out in front of you. Feel your fingers spread out. Feel your heels reach back. Feel your abdominals lifting up. You're like, can you just leave your hand there? Now, shift your whole body forward so you come to the tips of your toes. Beautiful. And then slowly lower down, chaturanga. And then come all the way to the floor. Oh, yeah. Feel your toes stretch out. Push your toenails into the ground. And inhale, low cobra. Relax your forehead. Or make a face on purpose. Beautiful. Exhale, downward facing dog. Don't worry if you didn't get it all the first time. We're going to go over it a couple more times. With your inhale, feel that your body works away from the earth, allowing gravity to help you become stronger. And with your exhales, feel that you can rely on gravity to drop towards it and surrender. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Look forward in between your hands, and then walk or hop your feet in between your hands as you breathe in and lift up, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Let your head drop. Push down with your feet. Roll up high. Reach up tall. And with your exhale, samastitihi. Inhale, stretch your arms up high. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar or Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Beautiful, Robin. Exhale, downward facing dog. Your gaze lands easily in between your feet. You can spin your heels so they're behind your ankles. Feel your fingers spread out. Feel your belly button lifting to your spine, your hips pulling up and back. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Look forward, walk, float, jump, some combo. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Push down with your feet, rise up high, reach even your fingernails to the ceiling. And with your exhale, Samasthiti. Now bend your knees low. And let's take a couple of breaths in Utkatasana. Ooh, ooh, ka. Sorry, I'll leave the rhythm out of it. Bring your feet together. Now, you want to squeeze your legs like you're drawing your strength from the ground. Feel the back of your neck still long. Reach your fingertips away from your fingers. Bring the weight into your heels. You can look down and see if you can see your toes. Now, I want you to feel in your body the similarity of this posture to Ashtanga Namaskar. If you're not sure what I mean, I'm going to show you in a moment. Take another full inhale, or you're going to show you. And with your exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift, half of a flat back here. And then step back to plank. And this time, drop your knees, chest, and chin in Ashtanga Namaskar. And notice how much it's like Utkatasana. But you put the floor somewhere else, it makes it a dramatically different pose. Then inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that's always an option for you. Stretch your right leg up to the sky. And with the momentum, step your right foot all the way forward to your right thumb. Spin your back heel down to the ground and inhale up, warrior one. One breath. Exhale, chaturanga. We'll come back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Let your heart go in front, or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg long, reach it high to the sky. Other left leg, and with your exhale, step your left foot all the way forward to your left thumb. Rise up. Warrior one, back heels planted, hips squaring. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do that again. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. And with your exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Plant your left heel. Rise up, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Get the fire going somehow. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, nice. Downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Put your right heel onto the ground. Rise up, warrior one. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, some sort of back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. And exhale, step your right foot all the way forward to your right thumb. Rise up, warrior one. It's like a CD skipping. Let's take a couple of breaths here. So close your eyes for a moment and feel that your weight is distributed equally in both legs. Put your left heel down into the ground. And you're spinning your left hip forward. Make your hands alive. If you're feeling radical, you can have a hint of a smile. Or, that's right, make faces on purpose. Check into the place that you know is hard for you. Take another full inhale. And then exhale, ride your breath down, chaturanga or Ashtanga Namaskar, the chest, chin, and knee. Upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, DFG, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb, rise up, warrior one. So if you're tight in your hips, you just step your right foot a little bit more to the right, and you have more freedom to square your hips forward. Like imagine you had headlights beaming out of your hips. You want them pointing straight forward. Now, Uddiyana Bandha is this point 2 fingers below your belly button. You want to pull it in. Another way to access that point is to create space between your ribs and your hips. You want to stretch your arms out, gloriously liberating the trapped energy in your bent elbows. Gloriously. Feel your warrior self on purpose. Lunge a little deeper. And with your next exhale, chaturanga or ashtanga namaskar. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel your knees soften. You're pushing down with the first knuckle of your thumb and your index finger. Feel your fingers spread out. Notice that the fire is starting to show up in your body. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Walk or float your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Bend your knees, drop your booty. Inhale, Utkatasana. And then exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, open arm twist to your right. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, open arm twist to your left. Bend your knees, Simon. Yeah, baby. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or jump. Exhale, chaturanga or ashtanga namaskar. Elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. This time, exhale, bring your right knee to touch your left elbow. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, right knee, right elbow, just touch it. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Inhale up, warrior one. Open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Beautiful sound effects. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, left knee touches your right elbow. Bing. Inhale, whichever elbow you touch, go for the other one. Exhale, other elbow. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, step your foot all the way forward to your thumb. Spin your other foot onto the, Warrior one, open up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, chaturanga or ashtanga namaskar with your chin pointing straight forward, Robin. So don't turn your head. Oh, I didn't do that right. But inhale up, exhale down. See how you're turning your head to the left? We'll go over that in a minute. Come back to downward facing dog. If your wrist is irritating you, Anna, you can always try using your fists. That will protect your wrists. What was that? Yeah. I usually do it like this because that starts to annoy me. Yeah. Feel your fingers spread out. Feel what happens to you when your body starts to get warm, when you start to get a little bit of a challenge. Take another full inhale. Empty your breath all the way. Walk or float your feet in between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release and bow down. Bend down your knees. Drop your hips. Inhale, Utkatasana. Bend your knees, squeeze your legs together. And with your exhale, open arm twist to your right. Inhale up to center. Exhale, open arm twist to your left. Inhale up to center. Then exhale, Samastitihi. Now, bring your hands to your hips. And you're going to lift up your right knee. And you want to see if maybe you can hold on to your right toes. So you're either holding onto your knee, or you're holding onto your toes, and you can even have your knee a little bit bent if you're holding onto your toes. But you want to keep your heart lifted and your shoulders squared. Feel the tallness in your body. Now with your exhale, you're going to take your right leg out to the right, and you want to take your gaze to the left. And you might, for balance, when you're starting out, you might stretch your left arm out as well. With your exhale, bring your leg back to center, and then catch your hips, point your toes. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Feel the warmth that you've just generated, especially in your hip flexor, right? And lift up your left knee. Get tall, like you're lifting up the ceiling with the top of your head. Either hold onto your knee or straighten your leg. You want to be right between too much and not enough. You can bring your hand to your hip. Feel your heart lift. Maybe soften a little bit if you're getting too serious. And then with your exhale, take your gaze to the right, maybe stretching out your right arm. Lift your leg. Find one spot to look at. Then come back to center. Catch your hip and point your toes for 5, 4, 3. Straighten your standing leg. 3. Just kidding. 1. Release. And just wiggle out a little bit. Woo. Oh yeah. Inhale. Throw your arms up in the sky. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk or float. Exhale, Ashtanga Namaskar or Chaturanga, both with your gaze straight forward. Yes. Woo! Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Does it hurt your arm more? Inhale, stretch your right leg up to the sky. Now bend your knee and let your hips spin open. Let's take a couple of breaths here. So with this twist, you want to feel that you're squaring your heart to the ground and trying to expose your belly button to the ceiling. Put both hands flat on the ground. Now with your next exhale, bring your right knee to touch your left elbow, and if you want extra, try a push-up. Inhale, stretch your leg long. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Enjoy a push-up, everyone. Inhale, stretch your right leg long. With your exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. This time, let your left heel stay lifted. Rise up, crescent lunge. And with your exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist to your right. Your left elbow hooking to the outside of your right knee. Feel that when you push down on your hands, your heart lifts up. Take another full inhale. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Then with your next inhale, get long and prepare for warrior 2. And with your exhale, open up warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And with your exhale, come into half moon pose. So you're going to plant your fingers, kitty corner to your pinky toe on your right foot. Flex your left foot. And you can look in between your nipples and see if you can see your toes. I know we all got them. Lift up a little bit higher, perhaps. Pull your belly in. Take your gaze up to the ceiling. And with your exhale, relax in Ekapada Uttanasana, standing splits. Oh, I know, I said relax. It sounds really mean. But if you can, bring one hip at a time to your ankle. Let your left leg stick to the ceiling. I think you can nearly even reach that pair. As your head, trusting, drops to the ground. Beautiful. Now from here, you're going to take your left foot back, far back on the mat. And I'm going to give you 2 options. I'm going to change my legs so I'm the same as you. You're going to either bring your left knee down to the ground, straighten your right leg, and bow over your right leg. So you're stretching your hamstring. Or you're going to stretch both of your legs long. Hanumanasana. The monkey god pose. So if you're coming back with your hips, you're still bowing forward over your right leg. Yeah, you want to feel a nice juicy stretch in your hamstrings. Breathe into it. So your edge is between too much and not enough. It changes from day to day. And the biggest thing that's going to change your flexibility is doing it, challenging your flexibility, but also breathing. Now from here, you're going to place your hands either side of your right foot. Inhale, lift up, Ekapada Uttanasana. Inhale, stretch your chest forward, and with your exhale, one-legged chaturanga. Oh yeah. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yeah, baby. Inhale, stretch your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee. Let your hips spin open. So just stay here for a couple moments. Find the weight in the first knuckles of your thumb and your index finger. And then keep your chest squared to the mat and see if you can really twist your left hip open. Are you breathing? You're nodding, I could hear. Take another full inhale, and with your exhale, touch your left knee to your right elbow. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, enjoy a push-up. Inhale, stretch your left leg long. Exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb. Rise up. This time, crescent lunge, back heels lifted. And with your exhale, bring your hands into prayer and twist to your left. If you're not sure if praying works for you, make your bottom hand a fist and push down on your bottom hand. But praying, different than meditation, it takes will. It takes this actively sending out. Spin your chest up to the ceiling. Oh, yeah, darling. Now think about it in your mind. That's where everything starts, right? You're going to move to warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Fake it till you make it. Yes. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Lengthen the back of your neck, Robin. And with your exhale, come into side moon. So the alignment of this posture is you imagine there's a wall behind you. Make sure you're flexing your right toes. This makes it easier for your leg to carry itself. And you're opening your right hip on top of your left hip. You're stretching your arms apart like a happy, what is that called? Starfish. Like imagine you're a starfish and you don't have any favorite limb. So you try to stretch out through your legs and your arms and your head. And with your exhale, bring your right arm down. Ekapada Uttanasana, standing splits, keeping your hips squared. Totally annoying. Now, change your thinking. Repent. And you're going to try to imagine that you're actually stepping your right foot onto the ceiling. Even if you're miles away from reaching the ceiling, feel what that change does for you in your body. Let your head faithfully drop down towards your foot. Really let your head fall towards your foot. It changes the equilibrium so you can stretch your right leg up higher. Beautiful. Now bring your hands out in front of you and reach your right toes back, far back on the mat. And either way, maybe on this side, Hanumanasana is easier for you. Or you bring your right knee to the ground and you hinge back at your hips and bow over your left knee. The key here is to feel a stretch in your left hamstring, the backside of your left leg. Beautiful. So you might be challenged, you might be really warm. Still notice if you can think good thoughts. This is a true practice. It's not just about one part of you. And then bring your hands either side of your left foot. Stretch your right leg high up into the sky. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, one leg. Yeah. Don't know what that sound was, huh? Inhale, upward, oh, my stomach. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now inhale, move forward into plank. Lower down chaturanga. And see if you can bounce your whole body. Yeah. Oh. And then relax down onto the mat. Take a full inhale, and with your exhale, just sigh it out. Relax down. Oh. And the guys upstairs are like, what are they doing down there? Let's enjoy it. Take another full inhale with your exhale. Try to embarrass our neighbors upstairs. Oh, perfect. All right, we're going to go for some back bending. So kick up your feet. And the first variation, we're going to hold on to our ankles and pull your toes back to your shins again, as if your feet were going to step onto a ceiling. So pull your toes back, Simon. Hold on to your ankles, not your feet. See where my hands are? Yeah. And then you're going to leave your knees and your thighs on the ground, and you're going to lift up. So leave your knees and your thighs on the ground. Oh, yeah, it's a hard pose. Does that feel okay? You've never wished I was fatter before, have you? Rachel, I wish you were like a real hefty girl. Don't say that. And then gently release down to the ground. Let go of your feet. Let go of your legs. So you might not have the body of a lion, or the tail of a bull, or the wings of an eagle, at least not visibly. But you definitely have the face of the human. Kick up your feet. This time, hold on to your feet, point your toes, squeeze your knees together, and imagine you want to shape your whole body like a teardrop, or like the top of the Taj Mahal. And inhale, kick your feet into your hands and pull your hands on your feet. Feel yourself active here. Allow your breath to help you. Push with the balls of your big toes. Lift a little higher. For 3, 2, 1. Gently release. You can let go with your legs, even if I'm standing above you here. Una más. One more time. Kick up your feet. Back bends get easier after you do them. Imagine you're just going to balance on your belly button and lift everything up. If you feel like you're falling backwards, pull more with your arms. If you feel like you're falling forwards, kick more with your feet. Balance your power. And you're pushing through the balls of your big toes. Breathe into it. Come to your edge for 5,000 years. No, 4, 3, 2, release. And wiggle whatever you need. Get wiggled. But this mythical Sphinx creature, is still very much a part of us. We're continually finding the balance between these different natures of ourselves. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders And shift your hips back. Come back to child's pose just for a moment. This posture is one that should feel good to you. So if you need to open up your knees more, Luana, you might find more release in there as you reach your hips back. Beautiful. And then lift up your chest, cross your ankles, roll over your crossed ankles. And you're going to bring your left foot in front of your right knee. I'll be your mirror. You want to feel both of your sit bones on the ground. And you want to feel the bottom of your left foot on the ground. Here, I'll be your mirror. So your left knee is pointing up to the ceiling. Now feel those 3 points. And stretch your right arm up to the sky. Let it actually extend your spine. And then turn away from your arm and hook your elbow to the outside of your knee. Maybe your fingers slide underneath your shin. Inhale, get tall, and with your exhale, twist, bringing your chin over your left shoulder. Letting your left arm support your lower back to help you sit up taller. Inhale, get lifted and high. Imagine you're creating space between your vertebrae. Exhale, allow your body to twist more, even letting your chin and your head come into the twist. Inhale, lift up a little bit more. Exhale, twist a little bit more. I mean, unfortunately, I think it's a dentist upstairs. Like, ow. I hope the patient isn't suffering. And then unwind, and let's play a little bit. You're going to bring your hands in front of you, and you're going to bring your head to the ground. And then maybe you just lift up a little bit and switch your legs. Or maybe you come up all the way into headstand, especially if your shirt's not going to fall down, and switch your legs. Or maybe you go, Rachel, to hell with you. This was my first yoga class. And you just switch your legs. So magically, you have your right knee pointing up to the ceiling, sitting on both of your same sit bones. Stretch tall up with your left arm. See, you can like lift it, and that's being obedient. Or you can lift it like you mean it, yeah. Now turn around, away from your left arm, come into the twist. Maybe you tuck your fingers underneath, maybe not. You can also do this if you like, whatever feels right for you. And then come into the whole twist, letting your chin come around over your shoulder. Get long in your spine. Final twist. Rinsing out what you've raised up that you want to get rid of. Which part of you is stronger? The bull, the eagle, the lion, or the I? Feel your heart lifting as you twist the next exhale. And then unwind. Place your feet on the ground. And maybe you need a last little interpretive dance moment. Beautiful. And lay down, coming into Shavasana. Who wants a blanket? Turn your palms to face up. If that's uncomfortable for you, you can have your palms relaxing on your belly. Let your eyes be closed, trusting. Ooh. Feel the ground hold you. your breathing completely relax. With your next inhale, invite your breath to the edges of your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes, your face and your nose. Make sure it all still works. And then find your way rolling onto your right hand side, hugging your knees to your chest. Coming into a fetal position just like you were in mama's belly. And then help yourself up and come up into a comfortable seated position. Feel your hands meet at heart center. Feel your spine tall. Maybe a hint of a smile. Empty your breath and let's close with one Om. Take a deep inhale. Bring your prayer hands to your forehead. Invite the divine light. And as we bow forward together, we say, Namaste. And then a little bit of noise to make sure we're alive. Woo! And awake. Thank you so much. Yeah. So bring your friends. And the whole month of October, I will give you a free pass for your next class if you bring someone who's never been here before. Ta-da, it's Spread the Yoga Love Month.